And a good Thursday to you. Not a good Thursday for Mariner fans. George Kirby was ineffective. The offense was woeful, and the Mariners' swoon continued yesterday with a 9-4 loss to Tampa Bay. Kirby lasted all of 2 innings, giving up 8 runs on 10 hits. The offense managed just 4 hits, including a 3-run home run by Julio. The loss completed a sweep at the hands of the Rays and continued Seattle's struggles on the road. Since the All-Star break, Mariners have not won a single series away from T-Mobile Park. They have the day to think about it today as they'll head to Atlanta to face the Braves. First game of that 3-game series, 4:15 tomorrow. That'll be on Root Sports Northwest. Well, Seattle has slid to a 4-game trail in the American League West behind Houston after the Astros edged the Yankees 8-7 last night. Arizona blanked Texas to keep the Rangers a game and a half behind Seattle. The Athletics fell to St. Louis 5-1. All 3 of the teams who hold the American League wildcard playoff spots lost yesterday, so the Yankees and Red Sox still lead Seattle by 4.5 games. Tampa Bay's sweep of the Mariners have brought the Rays to within 2.5 games of Seattle, alongside Kansas City, who fell to the Angels. Over the past 2 seasons, San Francisco is 4-1 against the Seahawks, including 2 wins in Seattle. Coach Mike Macdonald was asked if facing a divisional opponent who's had a good history against his team is any extra motivation heading into Sunday's matchup at Lumen Field.
No. I mean, the first game is always going to be really exciting. You're doing all this work throughout the whole offseason, and you're, okay, hey, how do we get calibrated here? Where are we? You have a feeling for where you're, what you're good at and things like that, but you don't really know until the first game. So, there's a lot of guys doing things for the first time in that type of atmosphere, but that's why we practice the way we do. That's why we train the way we do. So we're trying to simulate those environments the best we can. So we're really just going out there and trying to play our best ball on Sundays.
Cooper Kupp's perspective on facing San Francisco in the opener is more about all the preparations in the offseason and work that's gone into the first game of the season, not so much on who they play.
You don't need anything extra. I mean, I think even when you put in there, you're going into the next season, week 1, there's the emotions are high. You're excited about it. You've been you're obviously going against your own team for most of the last 5 months, and yeah, just ready to go against someone else and put all this work out there and just let it rip.
Jarran Reed is coming more and more of a voice for the defensive side of the ball. Says it's time for his team to reflect the excellence exhibited by head coach Mike Macdonald. While the Seahawks entertain the 49ers at 1:05 in the afternoon on Fox Sunday, here's a look at the rest of the NFC West openers. Arizona kicks off at 10 in New Orleans on CBS. The Rams host Houston at 1:25, also on CBS. LA is coming off a divisional championship a season ago at 10-7. Seattle finished also 10-7, but out of the playoffs. Cardinals were 8-9, while San Francisco struggled to a 6-11 finish. The Wenatchee Panthers kick off the 2025 football season tomorrow night in the Apple Bowl against Lake City out of Idaho. NCWLIFE Channel will broadcast the game live with Grant Olson and Brandon Harley beginning the pregame show at 6:30. Coach Taylor Mitchell says the offseason has been spent filling some holes left through graduation and shoring up other positions.
Spring, summer was really good. We hosted our team camp again this year, so it's nice that we're able to get the pads on, scrimmage against some other teams, and we as our coaching staff were able to evaluate guys. We did graduate our top rusher last year, our receptions leader, so top wide receiver, I guess top 2 from last year. So some big holes to fill for sure, but we're returning 4 of our 5 offensive linemen, returning our quarterback, a lot of pieces on the defensive side of the ball also. So there are a lot of shoes to fill, and so over the summer and so far in fall camp, we've been able to evaluate some guys and see what they can do.
Well, let's talk about that. Ryan Branham back again as your starter this year, and as I understand it from all indications, he had a great offseason.
He did, yeah. Baseball kid, but he was around at all of our football stuff all summer, weight room, at our practices. I think he's developed a ton this offseason, more on like the mental side of the game. I mean, the way that he can conceptualize, read defenses now, it's night and day from where he was at a year ago to where he's at now. So he's just matured a ton. He's becoming a leader for our team also. So I'm really looking forward to watching how he plays and competes this fall.
We'll talk about those Reeds. 8 touchdowns, 10 interceptions last year. You expect that to invert this year, have way more touchdowns than picks?
Yeah, and I think part of that was, me being, the play caller on the offense side of the ball. I think that we have, I think, a lot of playmakers this year. We were a little one-dimensional with who we were getting the ball to, wide receiver-wise last year. I think we have a ton of weapons for him this year. Again, having 4 of our 5 linemen back this year, I think they're going to be able to give him a nice pocket so that he can throw the ball, around the field again this year. I think he's matured a ton, and I have no doubt that he's going to put up some good numbers this year.
Let's talk about that. You talked about Finn Matheson gone. So who you got running the ball for you? Who you think is going to step up and take care of the rock?
Yeah, I think I'm just going to call it the stable. We don't have a clear-cut guy.
Run by committee for now?
Run by committee, yeah. We have a bunch of seniors. We have Augie Kate, Michael Mejica, Ryan Rabel, Joe Paniotu. We have a bunch of guys that are going to be able to fill that role this year. So I do think there's going to be 1 or 2 of those guys that get the majority of the carries, but there is like a running back room where if guys need a blow partway through the game, we can put in another guy and they'll be able to handle it.
We'll get an early look at the defending Big 9 champions tonight when Moses Lake travels to Oak Harbor. Davis also plays tonight in Spokane against Rogers. West Valley hosts North Creek tomorrow night at 7, while Skyline visits Sunnyside and Eisenhower hosts Battleground. Eastmont's off until Saturday when it will host Bonnie Lake in the Apple Bowl. That game kicks off at 1 o'clock. Well, there has been a change of the schedule for the Caribou Trail League for tomorrow. Chewelah only has 11 eligible players and had to pull out of its scheduled game against Chelan. College Place also had an opponent drop out because of the same issue. So the 2 teams will play against each other. That'll kick off tomorrow in Chelan at 5 o'clock. We're also monitoring the air quality in Winthrop. It's currently 107. Cascades game at Liberty Bell. The WIAA is going with state health standards. When the AQI is 151 or over, games will be canceled. So we'll keep an eye on that. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a happy Thursday.